Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Daily Magic. My name is SlytherinKnight, and I'm so happy you could join me. So today's new daily is to cast 20 blue or red spells. Always funny when this happens, seeing as how the last episode we played a new Is It deck. It's just how it works. Today we're going to be focusing kind of on the blue, maybe on the casting creatures a little bit more. Really, I found a deck that kind of caught my interest, and I wanted to give it a shot. This is a mill deck, something I personally don't play mill, but could be interesting. It's supposed to be kind of centered around Hope Estheim here, where, at the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards, where X is the amount of life you gain to this turn. So we have a lot of different ways of gaining life very quickly, like in one turn. Just to go over some of the creatures, and then we'll talk about the combo. Hinterland Sanctifier, whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. Charming Prince, typically we'll be using you gained 3 life when this creature enters. Lifecreed Duo, same thing as Hinterland, just it flies and costs 1 more. Fallaji Archaeologist is a great way of getting things into our graveyard, and we'll talk about that in a second. Same thing with Picklock Prankster. Inspiration from the Beyond, mill 3, then return an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Stock up, we all know what this does. The reason this card and this card are kind of important is because we're trying to get to erase the past, so that we can play this and pull pretty much all of our creatures back. The more creatures we have in the graveyard, the better this is, the more things are going to life gain, and then at the end of the turn, the more our opponent is going to mill. So that's the idea. Day of Judgment is in here partly as a way to slow down our opponent, and as a way to do this again if we have another Raise the Past in hand. So that's the idea. I have no idea how this is going to work, but let's give it a shot. You just have to remember that with this deck, you just have to remember that you want creatures to go into your graveyard. That is what you want. That is kind of what you're hoping for. So something should be interesting. I'm willing to give it a shot. I did have to use some wild cards because I only had 1 copy of Charming Prince, but that's fine. It doesn't really bother me that much anymore. Anyway, let's see how this goes. To be honest, I have no idea. And that's more kind of like on me, not knowing how this is going to go, anyway. So we do have a Raise the Past. That is nice. Depending on how our opponent decides to play things, I'll either just go ahead and Picklock Prankster, Pickpocket, or I guess Free the Fae. Swamp, Duress. There goes my Raise the Past. That's too bad. There's Hope. That's good. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. And that's actually nice because I can just do that and get my card back. But I think I'm going to wait on that. Let's go ahead and send out the Lifecreed Duo, because I don't need it just yet, and having the Inspiration from Beyond would be really nice. Let's go here. That's 1, 2. Just 3 cards, but not bad. Okay. I guess they figured out what this deck is, because I feel like I personally have not played against a deck like this, but from the little research I did, I found a handful of different sources of people trying to, using different variations of this idea. This one in particular is coming from Power Dragon, as you probably suspect. But yeah. So maybe this deck's a bit more prevalent than I think it is. I don't know, but I'll take the free win. And we kind of got to see, like, the start of how the deck is supposed to work. We didn't have a whole lot of creatures in the grave, though, so... Okay. I'm not the biggest fan of this hand, but we do have a Day of Judgment to kind of slow our opponent down if need be. Inspiration from the Beyond to pull back something. But we'll see how this goes. That's not terrible. Ooh, okay. Just the one. That's too bad. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Yeah. I know I don't have the card in hand that I need, but it's not that big a deal. So we can do Charming Prince here to get some life back. Probably could have done the scrying, that might have been better, but... Yeah. Sad thing is, like, unless I can get what I need, we're not having a good time yet. Another Day of Judgment, that's great. I was being a little sarcastic there. Though, depending on how things go, I might just Day of Judgment next turn to get rid of... Yeah, get rid of the one. That should tell them that I have a second one in hand, but yeah, you never know with these people. A little annoying, yeah, because we're kind of at the point where there's not much else I can do at the moment. Yeah, that'll just do free 2 damage because I don't have anything else to cast. It's kind of funny. This deck should have been a fairly good matchup. I didn't get the things I needed. And sometimes that's just how it goes. Raise the past. Sure. Keeps us in the game for a moment at least. Okay. Yeah. But if you attack, I'm still just going to block with Lifecreed, so... Yeah. Helpful. Alright, we're done. Yeah, just kind of a... I feel, yeah, that matchup can go, yeah, is a 50-50. If I had gotten some of the things that we needed, maybe would have had a chance, but they had way too much discard where I didn't have time to really do anything, is the best way that I can explain it. either way, let's do one more match. I hate that pixie deck. I hate it so much because it's so annoying to deal with. This is Mulligan. This is... yeah, oof. I didn't actually realize we had so many stock-ups. Well, no, I knew exactly how many we had, but multiple of these could be good. Oh, is this a... no, they got some green in there. A little worried, actually. Let's go with you. Gain 3. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and block it. You mill 5 for that. Okay. So blue-green ramp. Okay. Sounds like fun. Good. Do that. I'm trying to think. Let's do pickpocket, because that puts more. Wow, really? 4 lands? Ridiculous. Yeah, 4 lands with that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm probably just helping them, to be honest. Because I'm putting a lot of land into their grave. This is going to pull all of their land back to the field. So that's a little not great. Dayjet can't even cast that, so... your hand if you don't. They return all lands from your grave, so there's a lot of them there. But you have to 15 now. And then this whole thing is like it can be, its power can become equal to. So yeah, I can never attack with that again because 15. So that's fun. Just take the 7. See, I was hoping for another land. Because another land would have probably saved me. Oh, well, that's game, isn't it? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, no, it gives a trample. So, yeah. I mean, they can activate its ability later, so it's just, yeah, I don't care. Then again, if I had blocked with everything, yeah, I guess maybe that was a mistake. If I had blocked with everything, I might have survived that, but yeah, ultimately that was probably my mistake. That was more just me being kind of done with the match, I guess. But do you ever get like that where you're playing the match and you suddenly feel like I'm just not feeling this one? Yeah, that's what it felt like. But anyway, not the best way to go out on, but we are going to wrap up things there. 3 matches, 1 win, that win being a pretty quick concede. So, again, not entirely sure what was going on in that one. But I guess I'll take the win. To be honest, I don't really care for the deck, just because I don't like gimmicks. Well, I feel like a hypocrite saying that at times. I don't like mill gimmicks like that. They're just not my favorite. But it's an interesting idea, and if anyone wants to try it out, there's several different versions of this out on YouTube and various other Magic the Gathering websites. And if you want to look at mine, the deck list will be in the description, as always. But anyway, if you happen to enjoy this episode, which I do sincerely hope you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you happen to be new to the channel, hello, welcome, and please do consider subscribing. And to stay up to date for whenever new content is released, don't forget to hit that bell icon after you subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.